Hi guys, in this video we're going to have a quick chat around the things you need to learn about money before you left school, but definitely didn't. First up, we're going to have a chat around tax. Actually, probably not going to go through too much of tax in this video. It's about how to claim tax back. I really think that everyone should be taught how to log into the revenue.ie site and how to look back over the 4 years previous and to make sure you're claiming things like the basic, which is medical expenses, but also making sure you're on the right tax bracket at various different parts in your life. For those of you that haven't done this yet, please head over to revenue.ie and register for the My Account section. The My Account section is where you're going to see the last 4 years expenses, taxes like I just said, but also claim your expenses back. You're going to need your PPSN number, proof of identification, and they're going to send you out a PIN to get into the revenue.ie section. PIN usually comes out within 2 to 3 days. Everyone needs to be on the revenue.ie section in my opinion. The other thing you need to learn is that the Revenue Commissioner are not the big bad wolf. If you have a question about your taxes and you ring them, they generally help you out and they're really, really good to deal with, from my experiences. Second thing I'm going to have a chat about is after you get paid and you've paid your tax, what to do with your money. Everybody, no matter what stage of life in, needs to have the following set up. You're going to save or invest before you spend your money. And this is vitally important. We don't want to be trying to spend money and hoping there's money left over at the end of the month. So that's a really important tip for everybody to get their head around. Next thing I'm going to talk about is good versus bad debt. Now when we're talking about debt, I'm going to bring in what's called your ICB or your Central Credit Register or your credit report. A lot of people when they get to 18, 19 years of age, probably even younger, are listening to financial content outside of Ireland. And the big problem I have with this is in the States and the UK, you can build what's called good credit. So if you take a credit card or a credit union loan, a credit card or a personal loan or a car loan, you can build up a good credit by paying it back quickly. And this means you might get cheaper finance or a mortgage quicker in the future. It's not the case here in Ireland. It doesn't happen here. Okay? So we want people to stay away from debt. We don't want people borrowing. We don't want people taking out credit card debt and not being able to pay it back and get hammered for interest. And the big problem I find with young people when they do chase this good credit score, which doesn't exist, is that they end up maybe in bad credit rating, which means they can't get a mortgage for 5 years. I find it very difficult to get a mortgage or any type of finance. So just remember, there's no such thing as building good credit in Ireland. But let's talk about good debt and bad debt. Good debt to me is the likes of a loan for education, where you're trying to improve yourself, you're trying to maybe get a bigger salary, you go to college for an extra few years, or it's a master's or a PhD, and you should technically, hopefully, be earning a higher salary in the future. That's good debt. Another good debt situation would be if you're thinking about setting up a business and you've done all your research and you're going into business for the first time and you maybe saved a lot of money for yourself, but you're looking for a small business loan to set the business up or to get it up and running. I think that's good debt. The last good debt I want to talk about is the likes of a mortgage. Everybody, generally speaking, will need a mortgage. Not everybody out there has enough cash to buy a house or an apartment for cash. So what you're going to do is borrow off a bank. And it's called a mortgage when it's linked to a property. Now when it comes to a mortgage, please always remember to try and shop around for the cheapest interest rate, because you will cost tens of thousands of euro if you're going to have a mortgage and interest over the course of the term of the mortgage. So the lower the interest and the shorter the term of the mortgage, the less the bank are going to charge you for having that mortgage in place. And I can't stress that enough how important it actually is. The next tip, I think everybody should evolve around this. I think if you have children, talk to children about this. If you have young cousins or nephews or nieces, anybody that's still in school, start trying to talk about money now. When I grew up, money was a bit of a taboo subject. You didn't want to know what people were earning, we couldn't ask anyone what they were earning. You didn't want to know what loans they had, what mortgage payment they are, how they financed their cars. All these things were just a mystery. We need to talk about money. The same way as people talk about mental health now, we need to have that conversation about money. Because like it or lump it, money has a massive part to play in almost everybody's life. People go to school, they go to college maybe, or they leave school and they start the job to earn an income, and that income is going to generate their life. It's going to fuel their life. They need to know what to do with that income. They need to know how their tax work. They need to know not to borrow. They need to know not to get the bad debt. I can't stress the importance of this enough. It's really important to talk about money. So I'm going to leave this video with asking you to tag someone in it and start a conversation about money.